Okay, sorry folks, obviously there were a few people watching me during January, and then I kind of maybe did a couple of things that weren't really that important, and maybe I said a few things, but anyway, it's a week after the escape from the house, and I'm back home after another night at Rafters, which is a little bit quiet tonight, but the bands were good, the people were good. Actually, tonight was probably the first night I actually been out. I went out by myself in Maidstone with a kind of leap of faith, not exactly knowing that anyone was going to be there, but there were people there, and it was nice. And I saw a few people who hang out at Stepping Stones, and then there's the usual, owner stroke other bods that I met, which is good. Now, some people have said, why haven't you put your show, the thing that I did last Friday, up on the internet? Why haven't you shown us what you did? There's a simple reason for that, and that is I really want people to come and see it, and it's still evolving and moving. In fact, today we had a making artwork meeting this morning, and let's go for a wander. Okay, let's go for a wander. And so there is a crapple. Facebook, not lots happening on Facebook. I missed it. There's some of the oh, hang on a sec. You can see what's happened there. Now this is where I used masking tape, which I've used before, but unfortunately I bought Poundland, because Poundland never used to do masking tape, and they suddenly did a roll of 4 for £1, so I bought it. The trouble is it's not very strong, and as you can see, it keeps falling down. And so what I've done is I've splurged on some masking tape from Wilkinson's. So hang on a sec. You can just imagine what's happening now. It doesn't take a huge amount of imagination. Just ripping off a little bit. It's very wide stuff, so you can actually tear it into strips. And just to test a little bit, I just take off the Poundland stuff, which would be fine as masking tape, but not for sticking up screen prints. You just stick a bit there. And even though it's only that corner that's failed, oh no, actually, no, I'll take off that corner that's failed, I'll just stick it on there. Poor buggers. Stuck up here. Now, but, doing this may be a fool's errand, for the reason being, hang on, we'll get to it. I saw a very interesting girl tonight. It was a bit like, she looks a little bit like Velma from Scooby-Doo. She's hot. I didn't actually say anything to her. I nearly went up to her and said, you've got an interesting look and a very good posture as well. But someone jumped in and did some of that stuff, and was immediately told she had a boyfriend, which is fine. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should have just said, I like your look, walked away. She would have been aware there's a scary older gentleman who likes her look. And then next time I could probably be even sadder and say, do you remember me or something? I don't know. I'm no expert. So yeah, okay. You want to have a look, see, don't you? So it's a bit dark in here. So we've got, it's all off. It's all interactive. So you need to really kind of be here. So there's a bit of that. But all the chairs, we had a meeting, a surreptitious meeting about the future of making artwork. It all sounds good. We're all happy. That's one of the new babies. That's a set list from the band that played at Stepping Stone Studios last night. They were awesome. And in fact, the last time I actually demanded a set list, I saw the Kinks. So I actually did get a Kinks set list. One of their last ever gigs when they played together before Ray went off completely by himself and completely denied the awesomeness of the rest of the band, including his brother, which is Mr. Dave Davis. Another quick thing. The thing is, Mrs. Kathy Rogers, or Kathy Rogers, she's called Kathy Rogers, said, you've got Vectrex here, you see, got Vectrex there. got the Vectrex there. We've got a Vectrex car sticker on the back of the car. We have got... Okay. Here we go. This is like we're analysing the process now. All these terms. We've got it represented in the bedroom, a la, little family portrait. It is sad. I do seem to messed up in the, there's the wall of computers. You see, I am showing. Give me a little sneaky peek. Mr. B's old room. We've got a little bit there as well. You see, no messing. If you don't understand that, you need to Google L'Enfant poster by Athena. Maybe you understand that. There I am in all my glory. I did actually shave my chest for that, and my beard. Ridiculous. Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell, for taking that rather sexy picture. Oh yeah, Chuck's still there. See, you wouldn't have seen that. Hang on. What I need to do is just look as live as it happens. Bit of Chuck. Okay, so yeah, here we are. Terrible. You won't want to come in. Oh, Mr. Terranova left his charger. I think he nicked a couple of loo rolls as well. I'm going to have a word with him about that. And I do blame Terranova for my inappropriate webcast. He brings out the worst in me for some reason. I don't know. I feel very cheeky and self-destructive. So where was I going to go with this? So, oh yeah, so... Hang on, you need to see the whites of my eyes. In fact, let's go and sit in Howard's chair. Now, Mr. Terranova, who has since departed, I think he's going to London or something, woken me up to a few things. Incredibly self-confident and things like that. But he's kind of, onto these batteries. Do you know how rechargeable batteries sort of... If you don't keep them charged up, they die. Well, those ones are pretty much on their last legs. So we'll switch on the lights. We'll get a bit of light in here. So I'm going to do my little monologue. I wasn't on the mission tonight. Very, very happy being a one-man unit at the moment. There we are. So, there we are. Lights on. I'm actually quite happy having all these possessions at the moment. I don't know what I was thinking about getting rid of most of them. Now, today I looked in the mirror and I realised my hair was really looking stupid, so I put some product in it, and the product was hair gel from Wilkinson's, and it's not good, mainly because I'm slightly allergic to it, so my eyes went really red and puffy, and I don't know, it wasn't good. But the bouncer still let me in, even though it looked like I've been snorting coke all night. But there we go. And then what happened was, to digress slightly, very merry old time, few good bands. DJ was doing his own thing, but it was still kind of okay. And a few good people, Lawrence, John O, met a couple of other people who weren't too bad, because it's all good in Rafters. It's all good. Where was I going with this? Yes. Okay, let's get back on track. So, it was pointed out to me, if I've got this Vectrex stuff all around the house, why not just do a whole room of Vectrex? Just everything in one room. Screen prints, I'll probably have enough screen prints, not only to cover the walls, but the ceiling of the front room. With the Vectrex, I have a Vectrex film, the poster, the family portrait. Probably won't be able to get my car in there though, with the Vectrex on board car sticker, but maybe there's a way of sort of incorporating that. Live video link into the back garden, for instance. So that would be that room. So the room with all the computer games could have the fish tank in there, with just covered with the Galaxy Invader screen prints, possibly. Maybe I've got enough, maybe I haven't. I don't know. They have been. They're not as prevalent as the other ones. The spare room I could dedicate totally to my first ever possession, the little elephant that my parents' neighbours gave to them as I was a little tot just born, which I still have, and I have again picked another image that I can repeat over and over again. Very, very happy repeating images, screen printing, all originals. No, I haven't done any prints yet. So that room could be the little elephant on the bed a la thing, but given his own double bed in a room surrounded by screen prints. And for the Star Wars thing, I hate to say this, but I think the bedroom may be stripped out of all the little knickknacks and cameras and everything, which might end up in here, and that may become the shrine to Star Wars that I really don't want to do. But at the same time, you need to suffer. I realise this. You just can't just do stuff and be all happy and dance around, skip, and go, well, hey, look at me. You need a little bit of a challenge and admit your limitations and your kind of maybe things you're not too proud of, but what the hell, you know, you've got to deal with it, so why not just deal with it and maybe expose yourself in ways that are acceptable. I'm really pleased. I mean, that month in January I did a few things that really weren't that shocking, a few things that people might have giggled about and like kind of laughed about, but at the end of the day I didn't do anything too shocking, and I've always wondered what would happen if I was to actually bash the bishop, but not to show it from like the chest up, so all you would see would just be me sort of like this, and possibly dressed up mimicking the character in the very famous film Blowjob by Andy Warhol. Google it, you can see a little bit of it. And of course, most important thing is that I'd never thought about that before, but on a flight to Mallorca, I sat quite close to two wonderfully camp guys, and I struck up quite a conversation with them, especially as one of them only worked down the road from me, from Rathbone Place, and they were just telling me all sorts of shocking things. But one of them said he went up to a guy in a bar and he quite liked him, and I don't know if I should be telling this, he slipped his hand inside his trousers, gave him a bit of a stroke, and at the moment of that moment, he just looked deeply into his eyes, and he looked deeply into his eyes, and I think that's quite a powerful thing to do, possibly. I don't know, but you know, obviously holding a webcam into your eyes, and you just oh dear, no, but yeah, that's that sort of thing talking about filthiness. But no, moments of deep passion and shared experiences like that kind of tune you into the fact there is a much deeper world beyond biology lessons at school. So yeah, I still haven't mastered the flash kit here. Thank you, Sharon, for giving me that, even though I only bought an enlarger off you. So that's good. I will get round to it. I've still got clothes bagged up in the bedroom to do that. Weekend I did actually suffer a massive down period, which was probably partly because I really overexerted myself in trying to make up for lost time by really making last weekend a full-on weekend, which maybe wasn't such a great idea. But so yeah, and then various silly bits and pieces to do with things. Very self-reflexive experience. Self-reflexive experience. If you look up self-reflexive, it's a thing that actually appears in the art world, something that you look at, and it makes you realise where you are and what you're doing, and what you believe in, and what you feel passionate for, and da 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 da. So it was quite good in some ways, but in other ways it was quite destructive. And there's probably a few little things I need to sort out, unfortunately. Other than that, it was still something I won't regret. I have a couple of regrets, which I try not to dwell on, but there are a few regrets in life, as there should be, because those things drive you forward and maybe steer you on a path that may be more true to you. Now, I don't necessarily have anything musical I can do at the moment, which I should do, because I always do something musical. Oh, has this got batteries in it? You see, it's not. You see, this isn't like the old style. It's very calm now, very calm and controlled. Not premeditated, because there's no way I was going to do something. But I thought, as it was a week later after the event, I mean, the last thing I did was ridiculous. I came out with so much stuff, as I have done on Facebook recently, actually. But that's different to doing web shows, as far as I'm concerned. But it's been quite a struggle, actually. A lot of it follows on from realising, as a species, especially in England, we're consistently being sold a little lie, really. Yeah, that's all good. I mean, let's see what happens if I do that. Nothing. Well, they're saying they're charged up. Let's see. We might have one or two. This is where you can start splitting the TV for everyone. I'm sorry about that. I think that size batteries went in the SH101, and they're all flat now. Now they're rechargeables, they haven't been used for ages, so they have now died. These are okay. So, and I think I might have enough. So let's see, if we grab some. Sure, so this is it. This is the way. I hate to overuse the expression, because it's been used against me in a way that makes me realise I did used to overuse the expression. That's the way I roll. So is these the. Oh no, you see. So yeah, so what else I've been up to? I did a trip to London, which was good and much needed, because after all, very lucky to live very close to London. And if you do happen to live close to London, you don't go to London much. All I can say is shame on you. There's a lot of good stuff going on up there. Oh, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need another 4 of the big adapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know, during my life, been to London a few times in lots of different guises, but I still think the favourite was when I had my little larder, and used to pack it full of the in crowd, I call them, the deepest, longest termist friends who were always a bit adventurous. And we used to drive up to the Camden Palace and go to this night called Feet First, which I don't think will ever be bettered. There'd always be the alternative indie type music and a band, and quite often the bands were quite cool. And I think one night that I remember the most was, I think it was a band called Eat, and it was their last ever gig up there. Grimmy Boy was very happy with that. And then I'm not sure if it might have been the same night we sort of took a wander up to Camden Lock, and we crossed one of the locks, and we met a guy called Joe. Now Joe was one of these guys, I think he wandered around a lot, did strange things, and he was very friendly about things he did, and he was talking about sleeping rough in tents and sort of not wearing any clothes and sort of coming out fully unclothed and just having a moment with the earth that was really beautiful, and just being at one. Unfortunately, at that moment. I think the police swooped upon him, which wasn't great, but that was good. That was a bit of a moment. So how many have we got now? We've got 5, and they go which way round? Go that way round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry about this, guys. Probably the battery will go flat before I get round to doing this. I did actually spout some other stuff that was probably quite important during the last show, which I deleted because I was a little bit hyper. I think one of the things that I talked about was how it's fun to just find your primal self and take on the attributes of a gorilla, and it involves going like, you know, I don't want to do too much of it because I just got a bit over the top last time, but it's quite good fun. And sort of generally dance around. So that's it, that's just the one little bit, but I went on about loads of other stuff, which I guess I will try and pick up during some of these ad hoc interventions into your timeline. So everything like that. All that is, yep. Yeah. Oh, another thing, Mr. Chrissy Boy is a photographer who works only with film, to the point that he will try and source wonderful stock, which is basically different types of film, with different qualities, even ones that have been out of date for ages, not printed on eBay. And he took some pictures. Now, I don't know how they're going to turn out, but we'll see. Right, there's a magic red light. Volume's down. That's not a good start. So it's too high. I don't know if I'm going to hold this to actually. I want to be able to play with both hands to show you my dexterity. Now, there was a band called Marillion that my good old friend Mark, Mark showed me. He used to call him Cheeky because he had big cheeks. And Marillion did a song called Lavender, which is beautiful. And I'm going to play it for you now before the batteries run out, hopefully. Well, I'll just try and see if I stick this on the. See, I still haven't sorted this out. Okay, I'll stick that there. That's alright. We'll try and raise this up a bit on my knees. And then I'll just get a little bit of a feel for it. As you know, I don't rehearse anything. So that's it. We do it up here though, because then I can do an octave apart on the other bit. No, you can't really see anything, can you? Never mind. Oh well, I won't even bother to try and get it in shot. Oh dear. Lavender's blue, lily, lavender's green. When I am king, baby, you will be queen. A penny for your thoughts, my dear. All thoughts, my dear. I am one with you. I will be thought with you, the one I always wanted to be true to. It's you and something else that rhymes with that. I feel such a prat, 'cause I don't remember the words. It's really I know there's no viewers. I keep looking, and it's in the top right left-hand corner. There's no viewers, and even though it says no viewers, I have a sneaky feeling that someone may watch this, and if you do, I'd like to thank you for sticking with me this long. Bearing in mind you've probably seen at least 3 commercial breaks already, and you've heard me in a very sort of low, stable, thoughtful kind of non-over-the-top stream of insane consciousness, bigging myself up. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be irreverent either, and I'm certainly not going to show myself having a shower, although that will happen again at some point. So yeah, let me just tell you, I did actually have a shower installation, and I had a loft sound installation as well. Shower installation. I had lots of found objects, of course, bloody everywhere. I had a little bit of a, well, it was going to be quite kinky in the bedroom, but I couldn't find the lead for the camera, so it actually just turned out to be Sonic the Hedgehog on the projected on the ceiling of the bedroom. It's fine. Oh, just a little, no. Well, anyway, and I had Beatles rock band in the basement on the Wii, which was kind of, I don't know. I mean, art's funny. I mean, there was another fish tank full of old Atari cartridges with a sort of Atari emulator on a monitor that got completely ignored, and as it should have done. It was kind of thrown together at the last minute, and it was like, whatever. No one's going to play Atari, and it was just. It did make a point, but it wasn't, you know. But next to that, yeah, a lot of Beatles. The day after the view, I was actually said that, yeah, Guitar Hero's fine, we want SingStar, so we took the PlayStation down there and we did a bit of SingStar, which is fun, and I'm really sorry, neighbours, about that. And then we had sort of like a couple of monitors with a video mixer, so we had Laserdiscs playing along with the other music. I had a little go at DJ, and one of the monitors was clear, and then that also fed a clean signal to the old 80s Vision mixer that added effects to the original, and you could play around with that. And there was no cameras recording at all. There was nothing. There was no, which is weird. And I did actually entitle the show "This is not a video installation," which was good because it wasn't really a video installation, and that's what I imagined I'd do when I started the course, because I had all these wonderful video installations ideas, because of course I was doing TV and all that technology kind of like invading my brain, floating around my head, and thank goodness, for whatever reason, things happened to UCA, that all sorts of things moved and changed, and I wasn't being taught by the wonderful professors and, you know, blah blah blah, so sort of video, film type guys, and at the end of the day, I don't think I would have found myself if I'd been subjected to too much of that. So there we are. So as I look around here, I'm very aware that I haven't really sorted as much. I really wanted this lot to be rationalised into little cubby holes that actually meant something. A lot of this equipment that didn't work, I wanted to try and fix some of it. Didn't happen. Long story. That printer there, I've actually ordered some cartridges for it now, because it seems I can't scan negatives unless the cartridges in there actually have ink in them, which is ridiculous. Lost a chess piece, which is probably in a box up in the loft. There's a lot of stuff to go back in the loft before I've finished with it. Books, lots of books still. You see, I don't know if I can keep some of those. You see, watch me for that. Still got me something the traffic warden dropped, which I will use against people for a bit of a joke or just out of spite. And to round it all off, it's nice to be back in the outside world. It is full of distractions. There is a slight chance I will go to London tomorrow to see Mike Nelson's opening, although it looks like a lot of people will be going. Just look up Mike Nelson if you are slightly interested in the arts to see the sort of stuff he's done. Coral Reef was something I saw twice. I don't think there's any art pieces I've been fussed about seeing twice. But I did that one, and so I guess you could say I'm a little bit of a fan. And also, I had to go to the Hayward Gallery, which has a thing called Light Show at the moment. Very good. John's talking about art. Yeah, I know, I've sold out. Yeah, I like art. Try and do art. I call myself an artist, but Light Show has an amazing visual. It's no sort of audio really, but visual stroke sensory things that are awesome. I recommend that. And I know I'm going to run out of batteries soon, and I may want to look after my Zen garden on Plants vs Zombies, because I do actually think that's very important for me before I go to bed. And I'm not going to delete this. I just apologise to anyone that feels that I should apologise to them profusely, and I will not make any personal statements about anyone ever again, because at the end of the day there's reasons for the way we are and the things we become and the grudges we hold and the pain we hold on to. There's reasons for all these things, and even the horriblest, most dirtiest, filthiest person, which probably at this present moment is Jimmy Savile. You bastard, you completely destroyed my childhood by turning out to be one of the dirtiest men alive. There was a reason for the way he was, so you can't really hold it against him. You can't really call him evil. There was stuff that went on there, and I would really particularly want to shake his hand, but I think people need to understand that at the end of the day you can never truly understand someone unless you walk a mile in their shoes, or in Jimmy's case run a few marathons. That's bad, that's naughty, don't joke about things like that. So good night folks, and sleep well, party hard, and most of all, love one another.